Hello and welcome to the Remedy Fibers podcast, a podcast about knitting and crochet hosted by me, Jillian. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returner, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Today I wanted to catch you up as to how my folklore cardigan, the Taylor Swift cardigan, is coming out. I'm almost done. I think I'll be done really soon, but it has been making me pull my hair out. It is a beast. I also wanted to show you what happens when you actually put cotton or summer fabrics in the washing machine and dryer. What really happens and how does the fit affect it later on. So stay tuned. So today, as for what I'm wearing my Jessie May Ripple halter tee. I can't remember, I'll put the name down below. But this was worked in a cotton blend. And this is a piece that I actually washed and dried in the washing machine and dryer. And so I'll talk about that a little bit later on. But I wanted to show you my progress on the folklore cardigan. If you watched last week's episode, I talked about starting this sweater for my friend who loves Taylor Swift. She mentioned the cardigan a few times and she said a brand new knitter even made it. So I felt like it was a challenge, and so I put myself up to the challenge. I purchased Lion brand wool ease. It's 80% acrylic, 20% wool, and it's been driving me crazy. At first it was really fun to make, and then it just became tedious. I made so many mistakes because it's a type of pattern that you really have to concentrate. You can't have distractions, or you have to rip back constantly. So this is the most that I have ripped back constantly in a pattern. Most of the time I either ignore it or I move on, but some of these things I couldn't ignore. So let me just show it to you right now. So I have finished the back piece of the cardigan. I'll insert a picture as well just in case you can't really see it also well. But this is the back piece of the cardigan, and some things here was I forgot to do some cabling. I forgot to do some repeats, but overall I think to the untrained eye or just looking at it far away, it kind of looks perfect. And I got confused with binding off for the hem here. I did my best, but the pattern was a little bit tricky to kind of understand, as well as the bind off section for here. I looked at some of the people who made it on Ravelry, and some people it took a year to make, some people it took a month to make. So this has been my only monogamous solo project because I'm trying to finish it before the new year. And the reason why I want to try to finish it before the new year is because I want to try to remember the pattern repeats. I have everything memorized, and I just want to get it over with, because as beautiful as it looks, it hasn't been fun. Once I finish the back, it hasn't been fun working on it, and it's just because it's not a mindless knit. Really have to concentrate, and I really want to make it as perfect as it can be because it's going to my friend and she's going to be wearing it. But I would like to make this for myself, probably a modified version. Actually, I would not want to make this for myself. What I mean by that is I would want to incorporate cables more when selecting Ravelry patterns for sweaters. I really love the look of it. It's not as hard as it seems. You literally just are putting stitches on hold, continuing working on the row, and then putting them back on the live needle. So it's not daunting anymore. I definitely can see myself doing it. It's just the concentration piece, and it's that time of year where I want mindless knits, or maybe this just pushed me to mindless knits. But this is the back piece, and then I finished one of the front pieces. So this sweater is also seamed, so that adds to the time of making it, wanting to finish it, because that is even going to take more time to complete it. But this is the front piece of it, and then I've been working on the other front piece. So I'm almost done with the other side of it. Here is how it looks. I'm almost done with it. I'm in the part where I'm starting to do the decreases, but for some reason I was watching some Netflix cooking shows last night and I just totally ignored everything. I think I've ripped this part back, like this section back, 3 times already. I don't know what's happening. I'm losing my concentration, and it also could be because I'm just so tired of knitting it. It is just so that I'm making mistake after mistake after mistake. So I had to rip back all the way down. I was like probably up here. I had to rip back all the way back to where I bind off because I totally skipped the big cable part. And this is going to be the front of the sweater, so I really want to make the front as nice and cute as I can make it, because that's where you're going to see, if there's a mistake, you're going to see it in the front. So I had to rip that back, and I will be hopefully finishing the front right today. Today is Saturday. And then I have to work on both of the sleeves. I made a huge mistake. I thought that I can be slick and try to do 2 at a time for the front, not realizing that they're mirrored, and I did them identical, so I had to rip one of those out. So it has been out of my comfort zone. It's been a learning curve, but I'm so proud of myself. I never thought that I can make a sweater like this, do cables. Even when I have to rip back, I'm getting more comfortable. Like, I want to make it right. I see the mistake, and there's still time to save it. So it's helping me not be so much of a perfectionist, but all my time and dedication has been devoted to this sweater. I haven't worked on anything else, simply for the fact that I really want to keep that memory in place. If I put this down for a while, I might forget how the pattern goes, and there's a repeat within a repeat within a repeat within a decrease. So there's like so many different pieces going on. But as for someone who has a lot of time on their hands, it really has been great in focusing my energy on the project. So I'm really excited for that. Along the way that I've been making this cardigan, I've also been showing my friend who I'm making it for, and she's really excited as well as impressed. And everyone who I do show my progress to is really impressed. So I'm really impressed with myself too. And if you love Taylor Swift, definitely give it a try. I don't want to discourage you from making it. Just know that if you're nervous about cables, if it looks daunting, it's going to push you, but in a really good way, because now I feel like my knitting confidence has gone through the roof. I think that I claimed myself to be like a beginner, moderate knitter. Now definitely intermediate. I think I can do intermediate patterns. I can sign myself up for, and it won't be so scary. And this pattern has also taught me that even just to trust the pattern, I don't have to be in my head so much. If it's telling me to bind off at this point, I'm just gonna bind it off and not worry about if I did it on the right side. If I did it on the wrong side, then I'll just go back and do it again. So it's making myself just trust the pattern, not to overthink it. And if I make a mistake, I can go backwards and redo it. So it's making me not be so hard on myself, which I really appreciate. And I'm really thankful for it too, because thanks to my friend, I feel like I have really grown in this sweater alone. No updates on my spinning project. I still haven't touched my spinning wheel. I want to say in the past week or week and a half, just because I'm devoted to the folklore cardigan. I have not touched my Trilo Tee by Sachiko Burgeon, just because I'm in the part of the section where I have to cast on the sleeves on a small needle and then join that small needle onto the project, and that takes a lot of thinking space, and I'm taking all my thinking space for my cardigan. But I have been seeing a lot of podcasters talking about the Isajet yarn, which is what this is made out of, the spinny wool, and this was in the sale bin. I think it was 80% or 70% discounted, so I got 3 balls for like $12, and I thought it was cheapy, discounted, unwanted yarn. But surprisingly, this might be a hot commodity, hot demand, and I'm interested in learning more about this yarn, because right now it's been really fun to work with, and I can't wait to see how it looks blocked and worn. So I thought I would finish this, but she's gonna have to wait. She's gonna have to wait a few more weeks. And today I wanted to talk to you about the hot topic of washing machines and dryers, and whether you should put your handmade garments in them or not. And I kind of feel conflicted. I've always said no, absolutely not. I don't want it to get damaged, felted, or shrink. But sometimes things do end up in the washing machine, and it has happened to me. And I also said, well, it does say machine washable, machine dryable, so we're gonna take the risk. So this top I made out of a cotton acrylic blend, I believe, I'm not 100% sure. And I accidentally put it in the washer and dryer, and I said, it did say washable, machine washable, and it is cotton, so we're gonna do it. And I haven't worn it since I washed it, and now that I've worn it, it fits me so nice. It feels more fitted before it started losing its shape, and so it feels like it got its cinch back. The only thing that I have noticed with this piece and the one I'm going to show you next is that they do lose some of their length, and so they become more of a crop top, which is not my jam. I'm not a big crop top person, but I'm really liking the fit. It really feels comfortable. I'm not mad at it at all. I just wish that I did keep some of the yarn of these two projects so that I could add some more length in the future. So the next top that I machine washed, this is the My Boy Lollipop by Nancy Ritchie modified, so I didn't do the ribbing. And this one actually got cinched back after I machine washed and dried it. It fits a lot better. The only thing is it did lose its length as well, so it's more cropped than I would like. But I'm thinking that with this one I can wear it in the summertime over a dress. I don't really have high-waisted jeans, but if I had that, maybe it will look a little bit more flattering. So this is more of an at-home wear at this point. But I think it does help to machine wash and dry cotton, because when you wear it time and time again, it starts to stretch out and not have that cinched look from when you originally created it. The next one that I wanted to show you, these are a little crusty because I just wore them. But these are my plain vanilla sock pattern that I machine washed and dried. And with these, when I originally knit them, they were a little bit loose. They still fit, I was able to wear them, but they were just on the loose side of my preferred fit. And now that I've machine washed and dried them, you can see that they did not felt. They still have their shape. Some of it is starting to felt or get a little bit faded by the foot area just because I love these so much. But everything else on the sock is looking really good. And they did, after washing and drying them, get their cinch back. They got their life back and they fit much better. The last one that I wanted to show you were my other plain vanilla socks shorty editions, and so these have been washed and dried in the machine several times. You can see that they're starting to felt in the foot section as well, just because I wear them so much. Other than that, they have their color, they have their shape, everything is not felted, everything is going good. So I would say overall with all of these projects, it is somewhat safe to machine wash and dry. And why I say that, it's because it depends on the material. I definitely am not gonna do something that has wool in it or not sock yarn, which they say you can wash and dry it. So for cotton summer yarns, definitely I would do it depending on the piece. So if this one was to shrink or get messed up, I'm not crazy over it. Like, it's nice, I'm glad that I made it, but I'll be a little sad but not that sad. Same with this piece. So if it's something that I've worked hours on and it was so difficult, no, I'm gonna hand wash it. If I'm even a tad bit worried that it'll get messed up, I'm washing it by hand. But these, like, you know, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put it in there. Gets a little musty, needs a wash. I'm gonna put it in the washer and dryer just because it does cinch it back up, give it its life. But there's always a risk. I might do that with a project that I think is a summer blend and they might all go wrong. You never know. So let me know in the comments below if you machine wash and dry your garments, your socks, your items, and what your thoughts are. Would you do it again? Would you not do it again? Are there certain materials you do recommend that they will come out pristine and gorgeous, or some where you're like, absolutely no, never, 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 never? Today I will be leaving in a little bit because I'm doing some self-care. I'm gonna be getting my first facial. I did get a facial back in high school. My mom took me to a place in Manhattan, but yeah, we're gonna do it as an adult. Bright called me out. He was like, my face looking a little crusty. So I'm gonna get my facial this weekend for the first time in a really long time and let you know how it goes. I'm probably gonna look a little red and not so great for a couple of days. But this December, since I will be spending the holidays alone, I am focusing on my self-care. So next weekend I'm gonna have a massage, and then I was able to finally find a ticket, so for New Year's I will be seeing my family, so I'm really excited about that. I just wanted to jump back on. I just came back from my facial not too long ago, and I'm feeling fabulous, relaxed. It actually was a really great experience. She explained to me a nice skincare routine. She also talked about every step of the way of what she was doing. I had a 10-minute mask, just relaxing, soaking it all in. So if you needed a wake-up call, if you haven't gotten a facial in a long time, this is your time to do it. There's a lot of holiday sales going on, especially on Groupon. This one was 50% off regular price, so definitely highly recommend. It was really nice and relaxing. But I just wanted to stop by and say thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you and your family are happy, healthy, and safe, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care. Bye.